Hi guys, welcome to Code Bashers. Guys, in this video, I will be discussing the Cognizant Gen Z interview experience. This interview happened recently only on 14th September 2021 and this is the fourth interview experience for Gen Z profile that I am covering for 2022 batch on this channel. And as a overall, total 9 interview experiences of Gen Z have already been uploaded on my channel. So make sure that after watching this video, you watch that videos also. The link of this playlist I will give in the I button or in the description box. You can find this playlist as with the name Cognizant Gen Z interview experience 2021 and 2022. Total 9 videos are present in this particular playlist. So make sure that if you have interview in coming days, make sure to watch this entire playlist and get reference for your interview. Guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe it as well as join my Telegram groups also. All the Telegram groups are given in the description box. Make sure to join them. So guys, now let's start this video, and before starting the video, please hit the like button. Okay, so the date of the interview was 14 September 2021. The branch of my friend is material science and duration of the interview was 30 minutes. The first question that was asked from him was explain about your project. So guys, if you are following this playlist, or you can say all the videos if you are covering, then you will find that this particular question has been asked in every interview from every candidate. So make sure to prepare your project well and explain it to the interviewer. Guys, today only I have uploaded the video on my channel that how to explain your project to the interview. So if you do not know how to explain, then please watch that video, and I have discussed step by step that how we have to describe our project to the interviewer and what all things we have to mention to the interviewer. So make sure that you watch that video also, so that you can get to know how we have to explain it. I will give that video link in the description box as well as in the I button. Okay, now the second question was rate yourself in Java. So again, this question can also be asked from you, like you have to rate yourself in particular technology. So guys, whenever if you are rating yourself, do not rate high or low. So if you do not know, then you can simply say that I do not know this particular technology. But if you know that technology well, then do not rate yourself very high. Like whenever they are asking you rate yourself out of 10, so don't rate yourself 9 or 8. You can rate yourself 7, because this shows that you know average things. Because if you will rate high, then the level of the question that will be asked from you will be high. So make sure to rate yourself average. Okay, now the next question was define static keyword and the final keyword. So first of all, static keyword. In the Java programming language, the keyword static indicates that the particular member belongs to a type itself rather than to an instance of that type. This means that only one instance of a static member is created, which is shared across all the instances of a class. So I know that this definition is not clear to you, but let's see with the help of an example. You can see in this diagram, see we have a class known as calculate, and here we have declared a one member function as static. So this means that now whenever the instance of calculate will be made, so this particular function will not be remade again and again for different instances, whereas it will only be initialized once. It will only be made once. Now how we can call this particular static method? We can simply call it using the name of the class only. Like you can see here that this cube method is static, and it has been called with the help of this calculate, that is the class name only. So therefore it is written that the keyword static indicates that the particular member belongs to type itself. Here type is the calculate only, and rather than the instance of that type, that is the object of this class. So this cube can be called with this type only, that is calculate.cube, rather than we have to call the cube using any instance of a class. So this is what a static keyword denotes. Next is the just a second. Next is final keyword. Now final keyword is used to apply restrictions on classes, methods and variables. The final class can't be inherited, the final method can't be overridden, and the final variable value can't be changed. So if a variable has been used with a final keyword, then it means that once the value has been given to that variable, that value can't be changed. And guys, again, I have a video on my channel in which I have discussed the most important Java questions that can be asked from you in an interview. So I will again give the link in the description box. Make sure to check that video after watching this video. Now next was define the statement public static void main to the interviewer. So again, there is a detailed article of Geeks for Geeks. I will give this link so you can read this article and know about this statement. Okay, next was why main method is called static. Now see, as we have discussed earlier in this video, the static methods are just called by the name of the class itself. There is not any necessity of declaring the object of that class and then calling the static methods. So in the end, static methods can be called by the name of the class itself. Okay, now why main method is called static? Because the object is not required to call the static method. As I told you, if we make the main method non-static, JVM will have to create its object first and then call the main method, which will lead to the extra memory allocation. So since it is a main method is static, so we can simply call it with the help of the class name only. So JVM can simply call the main method with the help of the class name, and JVM does not have to you can say allocate extra memory to the object of that class. So I hope now this question is clear to you. Next is how abstraction is achieved in Java. So abstraction is achieved by interfaces and abstract classes. So these are the two main things by which abstraction can be achieved in Java. Next question is, what is the difference between abstract class and an interface? So again, the questions that I am telling you, most of the questions are covered in that video in which I have discussed the important Java questions. So make sure to check that video. In that video I have explained this particular question also. So again, let's see. Abstract class can have abstract and non-abstract methods, whereas interface can only have abstract methods. These are the you can say this is the major difference between abstract class and interface. That is, an abstract class can contain both abstract methods as well as non-abstract methods, whereas interface can only contain abstract methods only. Okay, now in using interface we can do multiple inheritance, but abstract classes does not support multiple inheritance. Again, these two differences are okay. You can state these two differences to the interviewer. Whenever a difference is asked to you in an interview, make sure to give at least 2 points of difference between the two things that are asked. So I hope this question is clear to you. Now next is, can we create object of abstract class? So guys, I want you guys to answer this question in the description box. Let's have a discussion on this particular question. Please answer that yes, it can be created, or no, it cannot be created in the comment section below. Okay, now can we say that two concepts of oops, class and encapsulation are same? So guys, one word type answers can also be asked from you in an interview. So again, these two questions are one word, that is, can we create object of an abstract class, or can we say that two concept of oops, class, that is class and encapsulation, are same or not? So again, I want this answer also from you guys. These are just one liner answer. I want you guys to comment down and let's have a discussion on these two questions. Okay, next is why string objects are immutable. Again, it's a very good concept. Now first of all, what are immutable? That is, an object once created, its value can't be changed ahead. So this is what immutable means. So now why string objects are immutable? So again, this is the article in which it is explained in detail. So I will give the link in the description box. Okay, next is, tell me something about the latest technologies booming in market. So again, you must have known a little bit about AI, ML. So you can describe any latest technology, just 3 to 4 lines of that technology, and you will be good to go for this particular question. Next is, tell me some companies that provide cloud services. So we all know AWS provides cloud services. There is Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Alibaba Cloud. So all these companies provide cloud services. So you can name 2 to 3 companies to the interviewer when asked about this question. Next is, do you know concept of blockchain technology? So again, it is completely dependent on you whether you know that concept or not. So my friend didn't knew that concept and he simply said that no, I do not know this blockchain technology concept. So it depends on you whether you know that technology or not. Okay, so next was again 2 to 3 HR questions were asked, like what are your hobbies? So you can prepare your answer by yourself, because for all hobbies are different and your explanations are different. Okay, now the last question of this interview was, do you have any questions you can ask? So guys, make sure that you ask 2 to 3 questions from the interviewer. You can ask that what will be your role in an organization, what are projects you will be working on, what are technologies you will be working on. You can ask all these type of questions from the interviewer. And guys, these were all the questions that were asked from this candidate. I hope this video will really help you in preparing for your interview. And guys, again, if you want to know the HR questions, most commonly HR questions that are asked in an interview, again there is a separate video on my channel in which I have discussed around 9 to 10 most commonly asked HR questions, and I have provided the resources also that from where you can prepare those questions. So guys, this was it for this video. Thank you for watching it. Please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button for this channel.